I'm excited that there's a new Mortal Kombat movie coming out or supposedly coming out. But again, imagine there was a show on AMC called Into the Badlands where they did martial arts and fighting and all of these kind of things like that.
Right.
Imagine Mortal Kombat, dog. Come on, man. Mortal Kombat live action, Mortal Kombat series on Hulu. Not, I mean, even the Mortal Kombat series that Warner Brothers did that was exclusive online. The budget on it was low, but it was still Mortal Kombat. But
Right.
imagine, come on, dog. Like,
Uh, Man, we would eat that up. Mortal Kombat's the only fighting game series that actually has a story that you give a fuck about. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. You don't give a fuck about Street Fighter, Virtual Fighter, Tekken, the Mishima, Zaibatsu. Who gives a fuck? Haichi, Jin, they all fight each other. Father fighting grandfather, grandson's fighting grandfather. Who gives a flying fuck? Mortal Kombat's the only one that put an emphasis on story, and this is intentional. They put an emphasis on story and character relations and character interactions to where you actually care what the fuck actually goes on during the game. You're actually
yes,
upset of an ending because it has real ramifications that that you care about.
Warner Brothers ain't gonna do that though. They're not gonna do that.
Right.
There's too much money on the line for them to be able to do that. But
Right. Beauty of Mortal Kombat 2 is also that it does has a simplistic form of it being a fighting game where you can kind of decompress some of that in an hour and a half, 2 hour movie. You can decompress elements of it to a movie form, a movie style, right?
oh
You
yeah,
could do that.
yeah,
And they're most definitely trying to compete with Shang-Chi on the mobile side. Let's just be real here. One's rated R, the other one's PG-13. One takes superhero elements. The other one's taking some supernatural rated R gore elements. Cool.
kung fu elements. In all honesty, though, if I'm keeping this 100, man, if we're really being realist about this here, like, do you have high expectations for a R-rated live action Mortal
Mm,
Kombat movie?
I think
I
James
don't.
Wan is producing it. I actually,
Yeah.
because it's Warner Brothers and they keep it rated R. I actually have half expectations that this will be good. I actually feel like because of who's involved, it can actually turn out better than expected. I'm not expecting this to be a game changer, but I'm
Nope.
not expecting this to be complete shit either. I'm at seven out of 10 average film, 8 if we're really lucky and they're really on their shit, 8 out of 10, God willing. But
That would take a lot.
that
That
would
would
take a
take
lot.
a lot of, like, it would take a lot of effort for that because again, I mean, we've seen Enter the Dragon. Enter the Dragon is probably the benchmark for mainstream martial arts tournament style movies.
Exactly.
We've already seen that. You can't get too much better than Bruce Lee, Jim Kelly. There isn't a lot you can do better than that.
Right. And honestly, if you take the first Mortal Kombat film, besides that there wasn't any fatalities, any gore, they pretty much
Nope.
nailed it on the head of the first game
Yep.
storyline. The tournament thing is, like you said, it's been done before countless other times in other franchises, and it's been done before now for Mortal Kombat. So, what can you really do besides adding some gore and adding some blood to make this tournament thing different? Unless you just bypass the first game storyline and go right into Outworld and Mortal Kombat 2 or Mortal Kombat 3 Outworld invading Earth. Unless you're going into some shit like that. But I
Right.
doubt it. I think they're going to stick to the basics. I think they're going to go to the
Right.
tournament style to establish everything. Everything revolves around that first tournament. So like you said, to be honest with you, to do a tournament style for a season between the fights, you can develop the characters, see the matchups. I think I'd rather prefer that than to try to, okay, we got to have 6, 7 fights within an hour and a half. Who's going to fight? We can only give you 5 minutes of screen time to fight.
Yeah.
This fight's gonna be 3 minutes. This fight's gonna be 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like fuck
Yeah.
you. Everything's like compressed. Like damn, I really want Scorpion Sub Zero to go at it, but they only give them 3 minutes to fight each other. What the hell? Like I
And
want a
Sub
full.
Zero, yeah,
Yeah,
and
Sub
and
Zero's
that's
taking that
only
out. I mean, we know storyline wise, yeah, sure, he's not gonna take the win on the first movie,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
let's be real. Yeah,
Byhan is getting jobs, bro.
right, right, hard.
But but yeah, I really think that with this conversation we're having in relation to all of this, we're ahead of the curve. The Witcher is just the first step in what's going to be coming after that because it just can't work. Everybody
Right.
would love to see. Okay, another example I'll give you here, right? I love Mass Effect. I love Mass Effect. Mass Effect 2 is one of the best games that I've ever played in my life. Like literally, Mass Effect was so good that I didn't even know it was an RPG as I was playing it, right?
Damn.
But like Mass Effect as a movie could work, but I would much rather see Mass Effect as like a Star Trek style TV series on a streaming platform
That would work definitely.
because there are so many different worlds, so many different races, so much within that world that they established in the video games that an hour and a half movie wouldn't do that justice. And every movie that's based in space that's science fictional is already going to be compared to Star Wars or Star Trek anyway. There's no point in making a live action version of Mass Effect. There's nothing thematically that I feel can be brought to the table by making a live action movie out of Mass Effect
Mm.
or even making a live action movie out of Halo. We've
Damn,
already
dude.
seen we've already got Star Wars. We already have Star Wars. We already have Star Trek. We got the Wrath of Khan. We already have that.
Yeah.
If you make a live action version of Halo, how different can that really be from Starship Troopers?
Oh, I knew you were gonna mention that. I
Of
knew you were
course.
gonna fucking mention that shit,
Of
yo.
course.
Oh
Of course.
man.
How different can that be from Starship Troopers? Right? Like
Right.
Gears of War. Come on, dog. Like what are we talking about here? What's the point? What's the point
Oh
other
man.
than to make money, which is definitely a priority, but if we're talking about trying to preserve the art and
Mm.
appease to your core audience, either you make it in a way that's going to be presentable to your core audience to where they can appreciate it or don't make it at all. Like I'm going to be pissed when the live action version of Metal Gear Solid comes out and cuz it's going to happen. Like
Yeah.
what we're doing right now is pie in the sky. I would love for Metal Gear Solid to be on HBO Max, dog. Like I would love for that
Oh
to
my
happen
goodness, bro.
in the format that me and you just kind of hypothesized about right now. But I hope that it's good. I really do hope that it holds up that standard that I came accustomed to because playing Metal Gear Solid was literally not even playing it. Watching my brother play Metal Gear Solid was like watching a movie, dog.
I can agree, man. I never really played it. I just watched my friends play it, and I was
Yeah,
completely content with that.
yeah. So if when the time comes for that live action to be presented, then it needs to live up to that. And I'm not confident that an hour and a half to 2 hours to 2.5 hours is enough time to tell that story the way it needs to be told.